Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxr, the Technical Trader at techtrader.com. It's Thursday, May the 18th. These are the charts of the day. Well, let's go to the index charts, and you can see that we had a nice three-wave corrective move back up after plunging. You can see that the lows on the indices after a sharp drop snap back 50% right to resistance. Same near that on the NDX, S&P, excuse me. And then they pulled back midday and rallied again. That was a real important rally because it took out the declining top lines. However, at the end of the day, the S&P dropped back from 2372 to 2365 and lost 7 points, giving up a big chunk of the gains. That was disappointing. So until I see if there's any additional follow-through, we have to assume the possibilities that we may be in a three-wave corrected bear wedge or flag. Here's what I'm talking about. This is a 1, 2, 3, and we come down and break down. That's all we got, right? But if it ends up holding either right there and rallying up tomorrow, or breaking or slipping back and testing support but holding, that'll be key. Same thing with the Nasdaq 100. You can see the NDX has key support, not only the red dotted line, which is the red line, which is the 50-period moving average, but also the lateral support. Now, if this is a left shoulder, a head, and a kind of a funky right shoulder, and that's your neckline, then we have an inverse head and shoulders, which would call for a move from 55.70 to 56.45, 75 points from here, and that gets you way up there. And the S&P, which rallied from 2353 to 2374, it looks like. Let me move this over. There you go. From 2353 to 2376, about 23 points. And if that's, you add that onto there, and you get just about 2,400, 2,399. So there's a possibility there. I wanted to give you my take on what the indices look like and whether these patterns are snapbacks to resistance and down we go, or a significant low. We'll see. The oscillators didn't get oversold enough, and neither did the intraday tick numbers. So my thinking is no, but I'd be willing to be wrong. On the other side of the coin, we have a lot of stocks that are running, and I think the biotechs and semiconductors led the way today. Let's take a look at some of them. AAOI, after holding support at the prior high from the March high here, snapped back about 6 points, more than that, and it was ended up 260 after being down in the morning. A nice reversal day and an engulfing day too. So usually what that gets you is a retest of the high at 67 and a follow through towards the low mid 70s. That's my target if we get a rally follow through. Just keep your stop below today's low, below 58.90 or so, and you're covered on this one. And there is only a couple days to cover on it, but we'll see what happens. Now, Beozon, the Chinese online retailer, which exploded recently and then pulled back yesterday, you can see where support is, 19. Today was a big reversal from 19 to 22, closing just 12 cents off the high at 0.87 or 9%. The volume was solid, and if we can get up to the resistance, which we're at right now is 23.5, 24.5, and the stock could go into the high 20s. Biotechs also had a good day. Lots of them rallied back. Cara Therapeutics was no exception after the pullback. You can see the resistance is now 17.75 and then 19. Today's reversal also nearly an engulfing, not quite. Taking it from 15.65 to 16.94 and closing only 9 cents off the high up $1.26 or 8% was excellent. Now, what I'd be looking to see is if this tomorrow can take out 17.75. My targets are 19 and 21. Clovis was another. This is now 5 days in a row. Clovis has been an exceptional rally back. I do want to point out that it's a 1, 2, 3-wave corrective within a larger rising channel. And if that's the case, especially if it gets up to 60 in that range, because you can see the highs here, the highest level reached is 59.70 in the last 5 weeks. We get to 59.70, 60 range. Not only does it take out lateral resistance, but it'll complete the takeout of the declining tops line and the 50-day moving average, which comes in right now about 58.40. So somewhere between 58 and 60 is a key resistance zone that, if broken, could lead to another run into the mid-60s and maybe even mid-70s eventually much higher than that. Interesting action on Clovis. And if that's the new trend channel, you can see how this even a rally to mid-range would get you up around 65. Well, I want to show you something interesting. Gold, and particularly the bear gold, the dust and JDST, the bear gold miners, one being the majors and one being the miners, has left an island reversal. You don't often see that. When you get an island reversal with big volume breakaway, island reversal is basically a gap down and then followed by a gap up 2 days later. And if that happens, that leaves an island. Right now, minimum target would be somewhere around the 31 range, but I'm looking for more like 33 and 34 going forward. That's the target zone, which would then be followed by 37. So keep an eye on this, because this could have been a reversal down downward on gold. Now the JDST looks similar in that an island reversal as well. Initial reaction would be towards 79.5, 80, and then potentially upwards of 90. You can see how this one could be huge, particularly if it gets up through here, completes the base pattern and rips. That would take a big drop in gold for that to happen. FMI, Foundation Medicine, is one of our swing trades, and after the pop, pullback, and then another pop, it's consolidated with a little inverse head and shoulder type pattern, a right-handed extended V cup and handle, whatever you want to call it. Today's action was excellent, up $1.30 to 3.6%, but the significance of it was that this was the highest close on FMI since way back 2 years ago. Your next target, about 42. So we got some room to run on this one potentially, and there's 17 days to cover. Keep an eye on this one, particularly tomorrow. It could be a day trade if it runs, but it's certainly a swing. Now, GLYC, one of our stars today, opened in the 780 range and ran to 11.5. It went up about almost 3 points. That was a good day trade. But more importantly, when you look at the daily chart, you'll see a big base over the last 3 years with multiple tops here that blew through today on monster volume and a major breakaway gap. When you see 37 million shares in a stock that never trades, it is exceptional. Now, I've been told that the news is huge for this company, and obviously that's why it ran. And I'm also looking at the longer term pattern, thinking, well, at the very least, we might see a run up towards 13, eventually high teens. If I see a pullback consolidation tomorrow, I may get involved. After hours, the stock is up again. Take a look, folks. Reaching a high of 11.79, which is higher than any point today. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a fall through tomorrow. Keep an eye on this one tomorrow. ImmunoGen, that's one of our little babies. And that stock acted well today also. So biotechs in general had a good day, no question. This was up 14% on 9 million shares. That's the biggest volume since back in last week, or the first week of January, around January 1st. No, December 30th, so the last day of the year when it broke out. So this is significant because it's at the top of the channel. And if it blows through here, I can see that 6.5, 7 zone, which I put out a swing on. And there's 5.9 days to cover on that one. Now, IMMU also had a good day. You can see coming out of a 4-day flag and closing at a new multi-year closing high. The highest since, well, it's the highest level, well, even higher than this. That's a 4-year high. So this is the highest close at 740 on IMMU. Let's see how far back it goes. Wow, it's 15 years, folks. And with a big base pattern here, I'm now looking for 10 and 15. Might be a swing. $10 in order. 13.7 days to cover on this baby. My near-term target is 8.5, followed by 9.75. INCY with a big day. Another biotech that popped big time. It was they had some news. It was up 7% or 831. Traded 5.6 million. That's the biggest volume on an up day since back in February when it popped here. So I'm thinking now that it's broken through and the double top and is at the declining tops line, it might fill that gap. It could consolidate. It could break out further. Let's watch resistance at 135.37. That's my next target. LB, I'm showing you that. We all know that had a big day. Did not close well, but look at the pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulder. Do nothing with this one until we see 53.5, 54. And I'll be watching to see if the pullback is deeper than it was. It wasn't the best close. Puma, another biotech having a big time. In the last 3 sessions in particular, from 30 to 39. And you can see where resistance is. The recent high is up around 41. And then we're looking at 45. So that would be my near-term targets. I think Puma might be at a point where it's attempting to come out of a major declining topsline. See this here? If we do that, stock could run to the low 50s. Almost 10 days to cover on that one. Another semiconductor we've been following is QRVO, and that's a swing trade, extending to new highs today. This is the highest level on QRVO in 2 years, and with resistance just ahead, we might get a little stolen here, but I'm looking for mid-80s. 8.5 days to cover. Another biotech Sangamo and a swing trade. What a nice reversal and an engulfing day too. The line wasn't big enough, so it might need to consolidate some more. The area I'd be watching very closely would be 8.5. Once we get through there, we're looking at 10. 13 days to cover on this one. Big day for Sina. The base was broken, it spiked, had an inside day, and today had an engulfing reversal day, and that's very bullish. Looking for 107 and 113 going forward. Sohu, yet another Chinese player with a massive inverse head and shoulder, is at the neckline, or near it. Resistance is about 46.7. We get through that, I'm looking for 53. 4.4 days to cover that one. Auto parts manufacturer Sorrel broke out of the falling wedge, breakaway gap, another wedge, or let's just call it a 3-wave, 1-2-3 wave corrective falling flag or pattern. Breakaway move, explosive move, pullback, and today, huge up bar. We day traded that one nicely. Went from 5.5 to 710 today. And closed at 691 up 136 at 24%. That's big. There's some resistance long term, right up here near the 7.75 range. But it looks to me like this is a very important move taking place on Sorrel. Look for pullback entry ups. And finally tonight is TDOC. I still like the pattern. It's a swing. There's a wedge forming. It popped. Pulled back a little bit, but we're still up $1 today. And volume increase as well. I like that. Going forward, I'm going to be looking for a retest of the 31 range. That's my near-term target. And then 35. 26 days to cover. I think this one is in play. That's it for tonight, folks. Have a good evening.